Hello students, I welcome you all to Current Affair Lectures by Azad ICS Academy, and today we are going to see the current affairs of 1st March. Okay, so here we have two important editorials today, and the first important editorial is the necessity of mainstreaming wetland conservation. See, wetlands are very, very important. I've been always telling you in the previous lectures also that wetlands kind of help in a lot of things, right? So we will have to discuss about the conservation and the management of these particular wetlands. The conservation and the management of the wetlands have emerged as a challenge as these are linked to development issues. So whenever you're doing a kind of development, these kind of wetlands are getting affected. And because of this kind of development issues, what's happening here is the conservation of these wetlands are becoming a little kind of difficult for us, or you can say is a issue that needs to be addressed. Okay. The recent Suomoto case, as I think we have also discussed about this public case as well in the previous lectures, the recent Suomoto case in Meghalaya highlights wetland conservation challenges in India, emphasizing their ecological importance and need of a stronger protection measures. Despite the Ramsar Convention, Indian wetlands faces degradation due to urbanization, pollution, and climate change. So these are some of the issues. We have Ramsar Convention, we have a lot of things. Even after all these things, also what's happening here is that in India, we are facing a lot of issues when it comes to wetlands. Okay, so focus on wetland conservation. A recent legal initiative has been undertaken to monitor conservation of wetlands in the northeastern states in India. So basically what's happening here is, see, we need to focus on wetland conservation. The recent legal initiatives have been taken. So there are a lot of legal initiatives that have been taken so that we have to monitor and conserve these wetlands in northeastern states of India. Every year, February 2nd is observed as a World Wetland Day as well. So first, 2nd February is observed as a World Wetland Day so that we are kind of, creating awareness regarding the wetlands, right? So since the theme of 2023 is protecting wetlands for the common future, highlights their role in sustainable development as well. Now, what are the threats that we have? What are the pressures that we have? See, wetlands are one of the most important or biologically productive ecosystem, covering around 12.1 million square kilometers, okay, or around 6% of the Earth's surface, providing 40.6% of global economic service. However, they are under severe stress, both quantitatively and qualitatively, due to the development activities, including population growth, urbanization, industrialization. Because of all these things, what's happening here is we need to understand that there is a lot of danger that has come to these particular wetlands. Okay. Now, studies indicate that since 1900, 50% of the wetlands have been lost. So, since 1900 to present, 50% of the wetlands are already, lost, is something that we need to understand. Right? From 1970 to 2015, wetland surface has declined by 35%. Inland wetland species population has also declined up to 81%. So whatever species are there, around 81 inland wetland species population and 36% of the coastal and marine species have also declined in since 1970. The extinction risk of wetland species, both animals and plants, are increasing globally. So not just in India, it's happening throughout the world. Right? This is something which is a serious issue. Now, challenges that are there when it comes to conservation. See, wetlands are essential for water management, climate change mitigation, and urban infrastructure. The conservation management of wetland have emerged in a major challenges that are linked to other development issues and severe and devising nature by solution for water management, mitigation for climate change impacts, besides providing blue-green infrastructure in the urban areas, recognizing the importance of wetlands in a larger development context. The Ramsar Conventions COP14 that was held in Wuhan, China, and Geneva, Switzerland from November 5th to 13, 2022 laid a stress on preparing a fifth, Ramsar strategic plan as well. So this is what they have discussed. Okay. Now, the urgency to protect wetlands has increased due to biodiversity loss, climate change, and global warming. Challenges like COVID-19 pandemic as well. So these are the issues that have been, tried to address. Now, wetland conservation that we are trying to do in India. Okay. See, India is a signatory of Ramsar Convention. As of 2023, the Ministry of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change has designated 75 Ramsar sites, wetlands for international importance in our country. These distribution of cost of Himalayan territory and diverse nations, diverse in nature, even some of the river stretches such as that our upper Ganga rivers are designated as Ramsar sites. So here we need to understand that. Recently, also in the last year current affairs, if you've seen that there are some around 3 to 4 important wetlands that have been added. Before there were less and now they have become more. So we need to add all that information as well here, because Ramsar wetland or Ramsar sites, that becomes a very important topic for your prelims. So hence this is another important thing that we need to understand, right? However, these wetlands cover 1.33 million hectares, around 8% of the India's total wetland areas, basically. According to 2017-18 National Wetland Decade Challenges, at least 66.6% of the wetlands in India are natural, 43 are inland, and 27 are coastal. So these are the information that we have in India, basically, right? So that is what is mentioned over here. The area under the wetlands are not static figures, okay? So data indicate the decline in the natural wetland. A study of Regional Wetland Research Organization found that 30% of India's natural wetlands have been lost in the past 4 decades. So in the 4 decades itself, we have lost a lot of, wetlands. Urban wetlands are under significant threats. So Mumbai lost 71% of its wetlands. So here you need to understand Mumbai has lost 71% of its wetlands from 1970 to 2014. Kolkata's wetlands shrunk by 36%. China has lost 85% of its wetlands. Please look into the numbers. They are very bad numbers. 71%, 81%, or 85% is not a good number. Okay. And because of this, there is going to be a lot of economic impact. Okay. The loss of wetland reduces ecosystem services, affecting economical and social well-being. Okay. A study that was conducted in Colombia, here you can see one of the study that is conducted in the Cali city in Colombia, is talking about or estimate that losses of urban wetland lead to annual economic impact of how much? $76,827 per hectare in a year, right? So this is what they're trying to basically tell. Now, what is the conclusion? So wetlands are very, very important. See, please understand this, because there you have a lot of ecosystem. They are carbon sink. There will be a lot of biodiversity when it comes to wetlands. Wetlands are also, you can say very important, because there will be a large number of species that are present, right? So hence, this becomes very important for us to conserve them. Okay. So they are vital for ecological balance, biodiversity, climate resilience, etc. Strengthening conservation efforts through integrated policy, sustainable management, and community participation is something that is very, very essential to prevent their further degradation and ensure long-term sustainability as well, right? So this is all about your first important article, that is regarding the wetlands. The second important article that we have is related to artificial intelligence. See, artificial intelligence is something like every single day or every alternative day we completely try covering. I will not go into details of it, but I'll give you an overview what is mentioned in this particular article. Okay, the steps that will shape the India's AI ambition. So again, this is a part of governance as well as science and technology. India is competing with China and US in global AI race while facing regulatory and innovation challenges. Striking a balance between AI governance and competitiveness is crucial for Indian IT industry, right? So we are trying to, do a lot of competition with China as well as USA. But what we need to understand here is that we need to make sure that the competitiveness that we are having, there should be a balance between artificial intelligence and governance as well. Okay. Now, there are a lot of challenges that are faced by Indian software. Okay. The Indian software developers in Bengaluru are facing intense competition from Chinese rivalry for AI-driven projects like international clients. Despite having high-skilled workforce, Indian firms have often lose dealing due to all the deals that India is losing is only because of technology. Not that we do not have skilled labors. We do have skilled labors, but the technology that we have are not that much. Okay. So capabilities that struggle to match. The challenges are not just about the preferred local or foreign AI platforms, but also ensuring the market regulations do not slow down India's progress in AI. So India's competition with AI development. India is engaging with three various. So what are the three various? Let us understand this particular three various. The first important thing here is catch up with Silicon Valley, competing with China, facing emerging competition from Southeast Asia. To remain at the forefront of AI, Indian business must integrate AI technologies for their better operation. So here we need to understand that, a lot of people, there are a lot of issues that we are facing, especially China is indulged in this particular race in three different ways. What are the three different ways? The first is to catch up. With Silicon Valley. Okay. And then we have to compete competing with China. So we are also trying to compete with China. And we are facing a lot of competition from Southeast Asia as well. So these are the challenges that we are having already. Okay. Now, issues hindering AI adaptation in India. So what is the problem when it comes to AI in India? See, AI adaptation can enhance export competitiveness, but job displacement. So obviously you have seen that over a period of time, all the content makers are losing their job because of the AI itself. Okay. Misinformation through deepfakes. The deepfakes are giving in a lot of misinformation, right? So these are some of the issues that are there, right? So we have seen that navigating the global race. So there has been a lot of race that has been seen in India, right? Now, global approaches for AI regulations. So what is basically global doing? Different countries are adopting various approaches. For example, here you can see that the European Union has opted a strict regulation to address risk and societal impact. In contrast, US maintains more than half-hand stance. Okay, so US is following a relaxed approach when it comes to innovation. They are not hurrying. Similarly, India faces a challenge in deciding between the two paths while protecting the industrial and technological growth. Okay, so lesson for India in AI policy. See, unlike EU, that is nothing but European Union, India has not chosen structural challenges like fragmented governance across the member states. So it is very good reason why there are very good reasons why European Union has chosen to legislate through binding laws, mainly due to unique structural deficiencies. Lack a lot of, see, there is a issue that happens in European Union is different, but India is not doing the same. India does not face any kind of structural challenges like fragmented governance or something like that. AI regulations should not disrupt India's export capabilities, especially when China already dominates AI related hardware and cloud technologies. The China is already dominating, right? So hence India cannot, disrupt its export capabilities as well. India should develop policies that align with the strengthen in IT service sectors. Okay, rather than blindly following some Western AI regulations, we are not going to follow some kind of Western AI regulations, but we need to make sure that so we are going to make policies which are going to strengthen our IT development. So introducing regulatory attempts that can improve AI development in India may allow business, okay, from India and reallocate IT development and software search. Here we need to make sure that we are going to be research and development with other countries who are also having AI friendly rules. So we are not going to go completely against AI, but we are going to make sure that the technologies or the regulations that are there are going to be very useful for India and not kind of, blindly follow any rules and regulations that other Western countries are doing. The need of clear AI policy in India. See, there is a kind of a need that is there in India. Okay, what is the need that we have in India is there should be a clear AI policy. Instead of creating new laws, we should strengthen the existing laws. Okay, antitrust and corporate liability, free speech and public order, etc. The current IT Act may already provide enough guidelines for AI without requiring separate AI specific laws. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Instead of making new AI laws, see, just making the law and not following it is not something good. We already have IT Act, so we can make a better improvisations in that and make sure that that particular act itself is strengthened. So instead of just having a new act again and again coming up, I think it is better that we are having the existing laws are in a good manner. So what is the way forward that we have seen? India must define its own AI regulatory strategy based on the national interest. See, instead of blindly following some other countries' AI rules, we need to understand what are the requirement that India has. Okay, so based on that particular requirement itself, what is going to happen here is it is going to focus, it should focus its national interest. The focus should be on encouraging AI adaptations at a scale, support open source, facilitate knowledge transfer also. So the knowledge transfer should be done to Indian IT sectors as well. Government efforts should also ensure that the AI remains open, accessible, and commercially viable to international collaborations as well. So whatever AI we are doing, that should be, made sure that it is available to all the other countries. It should be made sure that it is available to other global collaborations or international collaborations. It should be open. So that is when, people or other global people will also realize that, okay, Indian AI is there and they are able to do far better, etc. So it should be open. So these are some of the way forwards when it comes to AI. So this entire thing is all about the rules and regulations that AI needs to be adopted. And we need to understand that in India, we should not just blindly follow any country's AI rules and regulations. We should have our own AI rules and regulations, right? And we have a lot of race also. So this is something that we need to understand when it comes to this particular article. So I'll see you guys in tomorrow's lecture, right? And if you have any doubts, any suggestions, please put it in the comment section. I would be very happy to help. And if there are any suggestions, please put that as well in the comment section. Thank you so much for your patience.